God's not going to ask you, why weren't you whoever you aspire to be, like whoever you aspire to be like. He's going to ask you, why weren't you you? Like, you're your own individual person. Be yourself. But yeah, that's just a side point, I guess. And hello everybody, welcome back to yet another video from MattyDTube. And today what I want to be talking about is development. Now that might fall under a video that I've done about evolution and other videos that I've done about adapting, not really adapting, but changing yourselves for better, be it for better or be it for worse. I have shorts and other videos about that, but this one is its own separate video about technically a different synonym to those words, development. But I do have different points to state in this video, which will make it different and unique from the others, as always and as usual. So today what I'm going to be talking about is step-by-step development. And yeah, let's get cracking with this video. Also, please, I'll really appreciate if you subscribe and like, comment and share. That you'll really be helping a brother out, especially for more oxygen, something you'll like to do. So yeah, let's get into it. So to start off, as I always start off with, will be with point one. Point one being our path from one state to another. Now that's what this point is going to be premised on. So when we start off, when we're adults, obviously not one yet, but when we turn into adults, or even children, some children even, or teenagers, they might go through something that, it depends on the experience. It can go through them to lead them from one point to another, from point A to point B. Now it can better them, or I'm not going to talk about making them a worse person, if that analogy doesn't make sense. Not making them better, or the opposite. I'm just going to stick with the opposite. Now, I'm not going to talk about that, but a development, in a sense of progress onwards, I'm talking about. So, a path being you're in one place, you're like a struggle, you're going through something, you're in some deep, tough times, and then your development through that struggle, whether it be other things that can motivate you, people who can motivate you, motivation in general, pretty much anything that can help you and encourage you to get you to be in point B, whether it be from what you do and by the power of God as well. So whether it be by those things, you can move on and develop. But development in this area is not necessarily adaptation. Now, adaptation is when you're already accustomed or used to a certain place, climate, house, or shopping mall or whatever, and then you move, and then you have to get accustomed to that and to adapt to that. I'm using the word adapt in the meaning of adaptation, and get accustomed to that life. And evolution is also pretty different. Evolution is you grow as you go, basically. Not you grow as you grow. You grow as you go. G-O-N, yeah. And G-O. And that's evolution, adaptation. But development is sort of a different thing. Now, you can develop your skills. You can already have a set of skills and make them better, onwards, and get better. Now you can develop from one place or from one point to another. And point two, trial and error leads to more or less a development or evolution in a sense, but not necessarily always perfection. You can't really have something perfect. You can try and try again, but perfection will not necessarily be reached, I'll say. There'll still be some faults here and there with what you're doing or whatever you're trying to perfect. I know the saying is that it takes 10,000 hours to perfect something, but or master something. No, I doubt that. Personally, trial and error, it can lead to a development. It can lead to your growth. It can lead to you getting better. And let's say okay, this one person, boy or girl, doesn't matter. What they're trying to achieve and accomplish. Let's just say he or she is trying to write their own book. They can get from one point to the other. So the first, and then they take it step by step. You don't jump. This is just a summary of the first one, basically, in like context. You don't just jump from A to Z. You have to take A, B, C, so on, so on, so on. I'm not gonna state the alphabet now because that will take a little bit of time, and that'll be a little bit waste. That'll be wasting time. So you don't jump from point A to Z. You have to take it by step, and you take it by step through yourself, motivation. Also, like, it can be all sorts of reasons why you take that step to, let's say, write this book or do that thing. But let's just focus on, for example, writing a book. And you can also put this into point two. As far as I'm concerned, from my memory, J.K. Rowling, she gave the book Harry Potter to different illustrators, I believe, or something like that. And majority of them declined until one of them finally accepted, and Harry Potter was a huge hit. Now, that is the trial and error. That huge hit is not necessarily perfection, but not because not every species or everybody on every single planet read it and like she's a billionaire, like the richest person on earth or alive in general. No, but it doesn't necessarily lead to perfection either. People might dislike or like Harry Potter. It's not everybody on the planet that likes Harry Potter. Now I'm not saying that to start. You're somewhere. You got somewhere, and you can't please people. You got somewhere, and you got your result, but you shouldn't expect less than what you're trying to accomplish. But you can strive for more, but make it a reasonable expectation and standard. Not trying to say, I'm trying to reach like bare minimum, or I'm trying to reach middle class. No. Strive to reach for one of the best, but don't say everybody in the multiverse or the universe is going to see all of my books. No, that's a stretch. Leads me to point three. Point three being, this is just a quick point and a quote from an anime that I love, to be honest with you, but that's besides the point. The quote states, "The master has failed more times than the novice has tried." The person that is just starting or is just trying has wait, let me take that again. The master who has been trying for a long period of time to perfect and do something has failed way more than the person who's just starting has even tried. That is that is true. The person with the more experience has been through many things, gone through trial and error, gone through motivation, has been in a point in his or her life that led that person to a certain point, and it's not gotten them to perfection. They've failed many times, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the best at that or perfect at that. They're just at a good standard at that, or relatively decent, or beyond expectational. Now, the quote speaks for itself. This is just how it is, just something you can remember. Now, this basically leads me to my point 4 / conclusion. So yeah, this isn't really going to be the longest of videos, but I hope you can learn and gain something from this video. So let's move on to the fifth. Did I just say fifth? And the final point, because I normally do my points. I normally do 5 points, but today I'm gonna, 4 points. So yeah, moving on. Let's go to the fourth point. I have to read this, if I'm being honest with you. Obviously this is my thoughts, and I didn't just get this off the internet or something like that. So what you're going to be hearing me read is my point, is my thoughts. So it's development, reading off. Yeah, and development is not just yourself, but it's not just necessarily for yourself. Development can happen to other people. It can be for other people. You can make other people better. You can help other people, not necessarily trying to please them, but you can make a difference and a change in their lives to make them go through things and aspire to be like you or better. Which, me personally, when people say when people say, oh, I wish I was like that person, I wish I was more like this person, first of all, when you're judged at the end, God's not going to ask you, again, I'm going a little bit religious, but that's how it is. God's not going to ask you, why weren't you whoever you aspire to be like, whoever you aspire to be like. He's going to ask you, why weren't you? Like, you're your own individual person, be yourself. But yeah, that's just a side point, I guess. And yeah, you can't necessarily please other people, but you can help them and help them develop and grow. And yeah, they can be at your level, or they can be better. You taught them so. And that goes to teachers. And what else? Okay, it can development can be people, your projects, your plans, anything that you basically do throughout your life. Development can happen in all those things and aspects, all that sort of stuff. Now, most things we do need a sense of direction and adjustments to develop and adapt to majority of given situations. And just chuck that book aside because I've finished reading off it. My book. It's not that I've written my own book. No. Don't get the wrong idea. Maybe I will one day, but it's not yet. So I don't know how it's gonna be. Anyways, that's basically it for the fourth point. For the fourth point, and for all 4 points. I wasn't really planning on doing a conclusion because I would have thought that concluded everything. But let me get with it, because this technically be the fifth point. Fifth point. Development is a process, a progress, and things that you can do to grow and go forth. So, yeah. And whatever you're doing, don't try to stick at the level that you're at. Try to get better, See how you can develop and make use and get better at whatever you are already good at, to develop those skills, because they can come in anytime in your life. That includes maths. Somehow, I'm joking. And maths is also very important. One of the most important subjects. One of. So, I guess that's it, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. That's a wrap.
Know that the ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that the ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Day we hustle, but the night we
Know that the ride or die. Know that the ride